Amy wants to leave next. All right, Amy, wave goodbye to the audience. Bye-bye. Okay, let the magic begin. Thank you. And Jordan, why don't you come over here? Look at this! How have we done it? Hi! How did he do it? Hey, all my perfect fans out there!
I have been blessed beyond belief. Like, I don't even believe it sometimes. Because I remember when I was a kid, just being so stressed out. What was I going to do when I grew up? I don't know if you can relate, but when I was a kid, I was good at a lot of stuff. A lot of different subjects I was interested in. I was great at maybe like one or two of them, but not committed enough that that's what I knew I wanted to do the rest of my life. So I was an expert in nothing. I still feel that way, honestly. I didn't know what it was that I wanted to do. And as I grew up, that sense of pure panic, honestly, started to subside. And it wasn't because I had any clear idea of what it was that I wanted to do with the rest of my life. I still had no idea what was coming. No clue. But I remember about 10 years ago or more having a conversation with my dad. And I was talking about, you know, what my path was gonna be. And I was like, you know what? I have no idea. But somehow I just know that everything is gonna be okay. And somehow things are just gonna align and it's all gonna make sense. Man, I believed that. I don't know what. I just knew it was gonna be true. I don't know why I get like this thinking about that. It's amazing when you can remember stuff so vividly from like 10 or 11 years ago, because you start to see things full circle at that point and it just really hits you. I have been asked the question so many times, Jordan, what is your job? What do you do? Like, you do YouTube, but what like is the thing that makes you enough money to have this house and, you know, be able to live and support your family? And like, what is it? In our preteen years, my brother, sister, and I made videos with our friends, our family, on trips. Like, that's what we liked to do. And there was no place to post it. We just had it on tapes. I think we still have them. But that was our hobby. As we got older into our teens, the internet started to become more of a bigger deal, and we could start posting videos onto something called Google Video, which doesn't exist anymore because Google bought YouTube, and then we started posting everything to YouTube. We did not make money from it, nor did we ever expect to make money from it. It was just, again, more sophisticated videos than what we did when we were preteens, but we did them with our friends, and we still, like, our lives just kind of always came back to videos. That's what we enjoyed doing. So when it was time to go off to college, that was when I had that conversation with my dad, because that was when I was really starting to think about what it was that I needed to hone in on to make a living. So I went off to college, and no major, I had no minor. I didn't really know anything, honestly. I ended up transferring schools. Then, during my college career, YouTube was starting to become a bigger deal, and my brother came to me and was like, man, let's just give it a shot. Let's just try. Let's see if we can build an audience with this. Honestly, I didn't want to do it. I was very busy with school, but the only thing that really made me want to do it was just how much fun we used to have doing it. And honestly, I hadn't really seen my brother that much during college, and not as much as I wanted, and this was a great excuse to just get together and have a good time, you know? So I reluctantly agreed, and we started making videos again. A couple months in, and somehow we had already started to find our niche. We had a semi-viral video called 7 Lies About Homeschoolers that, you know, in retrospect, it actually probably wasn't as viral as it felt, given we thought 1,000 views was a lot. We had all of a sudden gotten like 300,000 views in a pretty short period of time. And back then on YouTube, that was like exponential. That was like, you had a following then. It wasn't it wasn't as much like, oh, you just had a viral video and nothing else, viral video, nothing else. It was like you had a viral video, all of a sudden you had an audience that was watching you. It's not so much like that anymore. It still is a little bit, but it was different back then. But even back then, like, we didn't even have our channel monetized. I don't even think that was, I don't know, to me, that wasn't even like really on my radar. That was just something that, honestly, I didn't even think about it. It was just fun. We were just having fun together. When I was about to graduate, it was to the point that it was like, wait a minute, we're like actually making money doing this. And I didn't know how long that was gonna last, you know what I mean? So I saved every penny. I didn't spend anything. Nothing. I saved and I saved and I saved for years. And I didn't know when it was gonna end. I did not know. To the point that my family was like, Jordan, you can buy that thing that you're wanting. You have the money. And I was like, no. I don't know. I would rather just save it. It's okay. MySpace had come and gone. Google Video had come and gone. I didn't know. Maybe YouTube was going to be the same story. I mean, we had no way of knowing. And I'm amazed when I see YouTubers now who just like, you know, kind of get big overnight, and so much uncertainty with that. And then the next day they have a Tesla, or, you know what I mean? It's like, dude. Okay. So the years, they kept going and kept getting sponsors, people were still sticking around. I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. I'm still in the back of my mind like, what am I gonna do? What if this fails? Like, what happens then? I didn't really have a plan B. So then Sarah and I get married, and because we had saved and saved and saved, we were able to get this house, which, man, like, we looked for years for a house, and this is the perfect house for us, period. Every year went by, and every year I was uncertain if we were going to be able to keep doing YouTube, but every year it just kept working out. Within that time somewhere, probably like 5 years ago, I ended up making this YouTube channel just for fun, honestly, but when I got married, it kind of was like, wait a minute, I really need to have a backup plan just in case stuff kind of runs slim and I need a way to make supplemental income. Life started to get a lot more real at that point. At this point with this channel, I make the equivalent of a part-time job, basically. Honestly, I could have made a lot more money from this channel, but I've said no to like 85% of sponsors that have reached out because I wouldn't use them, or it's an app for a game that I don't want you guys to play because I don't want you to waste your life, and I don't play it. One time, a company reached out to me, and for me, I had a feeling they were going to pay a decent amount of money, and I don't know, I had a bad feeling about it. I went with my gut, and I just didn't do it. And I'm really, really glad I didn't, because there ended up being a really big scandal with the company and some of their terms of service, and they had sponsored some really big YouTube channels. The company was called BetterHelp, and I'm just really glad I was not a part of that big scandal. So if you ever see a sponsor on this channel, which thankfully I'm gonna have some in the next few months, just know that I've really thought about this. This is something I take very seriously, and it's a product that I use personally. It's something that I'm very interested in, period. I've said no to a lot of people, probably too many. And these sponsors help. I mean, man, I'm so thankful that anybody would take their brand and want me to promote it because they trust me. That I take that very seriously, and man, they help me so much be able to support me and Sarah. It's man, I'm so appreciative. I don't make like an exorbitant amount of money. I just make enough so that I can live the kind of life that I enjoy living, which is really not a very complicated life. I don't have cable. I have a TV so I can play Ring Fit Adventure on. It's like the only game I play. I really don't spend money on entertainment or eating out or I just have chickens and a garden and I mow my lawn, you know? I just love spending time with Sarah at the house and my family. So to answer the question, this is what I do. This is my job. And man, I know I'm so blessed, and I don't know how long it's gonna last, but I'm gonna keep riding this wave, and I'm gonna try and come up with some plan C's, D's, C's, F's, just in case this doesn't work out. But in the meantime, I spend nothing and I save everything. So I'm excited to keep making videos for you guys. Thank you so much for watching and always supporting us. It really means the world. Your comments, man, really. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Bye.